What is up, YouTube? I'm Devon DaVinci, leader of the Renaissance crew, and you're watching DaVinci Reacts. Today I have a video that was actually requested by a lot of people over on Patreon. If you're unfamiliar, not recently, but a while ago, I had a post that I put on YouTube that asked people for their recommendations for YouTube videos that I would react to. Now, I asked that they not ask for full episodes of TV shows. That was something dedicated to something else. This was supposed to be for YouTube videos. People didn't really listen. So I decided to take that and move it over to Patreon. And this was the video that got the most likes. So this is the video that I'm going to cover. Now, before I jump into this, I want to let you guys know this video is 50 minutes long. I'm only going to cover 12 minutes. And if you want to see more, then feel free to leave it in the comment section. And if this video gets, let's say, a decent amount of likes, let's say 500 likes. If it gets 500 likes, I'll cover the next part of it. But I'm only doing 12 minutes at a time. This is, like I said, a 50-minute video, so there's a lot of content here. And if you want to check it out on your own time, I will have a link for the original video in the description box down below. That way you can check out all 50 minutes. You don't have to worry about me talking over it or possibly pausing or whatever else. And you don't have to worry about, well, if you want to watch it without, like by showing the original content creator support, click that link, watch it, and then watch the reaction. I always recommend you watch the original video before you watch the reaction. Now, with that being said, let's jump into this and see what it has to offer. This is Bob Mortimer on Would I Lie to You? Part 1. There's more of it, and, well, we'll see what else this has to offer. This video was uploaded also by Would I Lie to You? Nope. Or WILTY ? Nope. ! Anyway, let's jump into it.
Bob, let's all gather around the fireside. You can tell us tales of your youth.
I once set fire to my house with a box of fireworks.
David Mitchell's tune.
Was this on purpose?
It was done out of ignorance.
What age were you?
I was somewhere around about 7.
I want to know where you grew up, where a 7-year-old can buy a box of fireworks.
I bought them in the shop near where I lived in Middlesbrough. It was a box for 2 and 6 of standard fireworks. That was the brand.
Standard brand. That sounds exciting. Standard fireworks. Yeah. A normal level of excitement will be intended. For a bonfire night, you will forget.
But it says standard, but then it's...
Well, that is standard for a firework.
Yeah. So you're in your home, and you're 7 or 8 years old.
I'm 7 and I'm on my own, yeah.
On your own?
Yeah, and
what
on one of the fireworks, I think it was the sparklers, it said, not suitable for indoor use. Which, at that age, makes you think, that means they're okay.
Could you just not read the word not when you were being...
Did you think not was the brand? You go, oh, lovely. I love that not brand food. It's not for human consumption.
I know that logic that says, well, people have obviously tried them indoors.
I've discovered they're not suitable.
Yeah.
So therefore, I won't use them indoors because I want to live.
If you look
Somebody
at a
has
big
to test
firework,
something out first.
it won't say not suitable for indoors. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Well,
on the
not
sparklers,
everybody.
they chose to put it on.
So what happened?
I lit the sparkler. The sparks went into the box of fireworks, a standard box, and set them off. And I carried the box of fireworks, now beginning to light, into the kitchen, and I threw them into the kitchen. I thought it would be more suitable.
I think you're right. The kitchen
It's
of
more
all
prepared
the
for
rooms
fires.
is the most suitable for fireworks.
Because of the oven, the gas, the stove, there is fire naturally in the kitchen.
Yeah, there's a lot of, and it's more wipe down.
Yes.
Less cloth.
So what happened then?
They went off in the
What was the sound like? Was it bing, wee?
No, these were only standard. And you know, I remember.
Can't have
as I'm
anything
sat here
too
now,
interesting.
Wiping the scorch marks off the floor and thinking that my mum's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be in big trouble. Then I went back into the living room. Unbeknownst to me,
Yeah.
I dropped one And the living room was completely engulfed in flames.
It sounds to me that if you're on your own at home at 7, your mum's pretty laid back anyway.
She said, son, will you sit here and look after these fireworks? Out to the bingo!
So, you lit the sparkler. A spark went into the standard box.
Yes.
The box starts to go, you go, uh-oh, I must get them into the most suitable room for fireworks.
Yes.
The kitchen. No need to go beyond the kitchen to the outdoors.
Yeah. Mum said don't go out!
His mom must have been the person guarding the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden.
It's good to know there was at least one rule in your house.
What time of day did all this happen?
This happened mid-afternoon.
Oh, dear, so you didn't really get the benefit of it.
Probably it happened at night.
I went to next door where Miss Best lived. She was, bless her, she was about 80. And I knocked on their door and said, my house is on fire. And she said, do you know, I thought it was.
So what happened then?
She called the fire brigade. They fired their water hoses throughout the house.
Yes.
Ruining it.
Even the rooms where there's no fire.
Not ruining it.
Yeah.
You do know that before they put out fires, it's already ruined, don't you?
Lee,
You're making this house all wet. It was lovely and warm.
and it's the water damage that knackers the house.
Is it? Not the fire?
Not the fire. If they would use their boots to put it out. Honestly, the entire house, that's it.
If all the more
I was in a-
firefighters
I was
jumped
in a
in the
family of
fires
4
and tried to
children.
stomp them out.
And we were homeless.
Bob, keep it light.
No, I'm just saying.
Where were all the other kids while you were alone with the fire? Why did you take 3
They were
children
looking
out
after
and leave you?
fireworks in other people's houses.
So when you say you were homeless, how much of the house did the inferno claim?
It's gone. Entire
That's
house
what, the
gone.
whole
House gone.
The whole house
Whole
burnt
house
down.
burnt down.
So how much did you leave in the living room? The fireworks in the kitchen have only caused a few scorches.
Yeah.
What did you leave in the living room?
And
One
now,
firework.
don't you feel stupid for saying standard fireworks? I tell
Not
you,
really. Well, I think you were
Separately.
like a sparkler indoors.
If you don't know what you dropped
Yeah.
in the living room, is there a chance that it's just a coincidence?
No, it could be.
That it might not have been your fault?
That's what I said to the press.
Your fault?
Press? What press? Who did you speak to?
Local press.
Because they came to the house while it was burning?
Yeah, you know, they're their hats on, trilbies, sniffing around.
With those little bits of paper in the Were they called things like Scoop McLean?
I believe it was called Ron Waffle.
Sorry, Ron Waffle.
It was either him, the other ace reporter on the Gazette was John Caramel. It was one of them two.
Caramel and waffle.
Are they strippers?
Honestly.
The question is whether you think Bob has been telling the truth.
Well, I thought it seemed very plausible until we heard about caramel and waffle.
I think he thinks he's
Who
telling the
moonlights
truth.
at the
But I
Boom Boom
think
World.
what's happened, at some point he's seen a film in which this has happened
It's so backdrop.
and is now convinced that it happened to him. I think it's a lie.
Sarah.
I was going to say I want it to be true, but that sounds really horrible. I think it might be true.
Well, I think it's true. I think it's true.
So you're going to go for true?
Yeah.
OK, Bob.
I'll go with true
Were you
also.
telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
I was telling the truth.
Okay.
The police once ordered me to
just
leave
seemed very
town,
complex.
unspecified, because I was frightening the locals.
David's team, what do you think?
Could you give us some context, Bob?
Are you
So
Frankenstein?
I'll give you the name of the town. It was Castle Douglas.
Where is that?
It's southwest Scotland.
And why were you in Castle Douglas?
No,
Was it a tour or something?
Fake.
it was a long
Already
time
lied.
ago. I was only 17, 18, that kind of age. And
A numerical age, that kind.
yeah,
Rather than iron or bronze. That's a different kind of
I was with 2 friends trying to get as close to the Gulf Stream as I possibly could.
What? What do you mean you wanted to get close to the Gulf Stream?
It seemed such an appealing, far-off, miraculous thing, this
You know,
hot stream of water so near us. that it was hard to believe in it just from the textbooks.
But it's not like a spa. It's a massive flow within the ocean.
Yeah, but
you can't see it.
Well, if you're at the Logan Botanical Gardens...
There's a lovely view of the Gulf Stream.
No, but you can see the effects of the Gulf Stream. You know, it's like a tropical gardens, and so in that way you sense the influence of the Gulf Stream. Well, no, it's extraordinary.
I know all teenagers are absolutely mad on the Gulf Stream. Can't get enough of it, and it's...
And flowers.
But
that was one reason amongst many.
I feel like Mark
But the police of
really
Castle Douglas don't mind
teenager.
the teenagers who'll flock there to admire the effect of the Gulf Stream. So what was it that you did that put their noses out of joint?
We scared the locals, apparently, because we were wearing very grotesque masks.
Why were you wearing masks?
Eh?
If you're going to gardens, why would you wear a mask?
Ah, well, here's the thing. That's a perfect question.
Yeah. Just before you answer it, have a minute.
We were travelling in a Morris Minor, and we were sleeping in the car. There was 3 of us. There's me mate Harry Harriman and Steve.
Steve
Steve, by the way.
This story is fake. I know this story is fake.
Steve, by the way.
Steve, by the way, as in incidentally.
Yes. Anyway,
This story's
we
fake.
had these.
You're wearing these masks.
We're wearing these grotesque.
Why are we wearing these masks?
We're wearing these masks because we didn't have anywhere to sleep and we were sleeping in the car.
Right.
They'd been given us by Harry Harriman's mum, yeah, to keep us warm at night because of the heat generator.
What, grotesque latex mask?
Yes. They were just old men's masks, but they were to keep us warm. Harry Harriman's mum she sold these stuff from home, and she sold another thing,
Miss
which was
Harriman
called a jobble top, yeah?
sold
which was a
Harry
bobble hat
masks.
that made it into a jumper. And the big bobble was at the back, and it buttoned down the front. And that was...
I'm telling you now, right, if this is a lie, and they end up saying lie, I will say to you, why did you make it more difficult for yourself? by mentioning the joggle top, or whatever it was called.
Because I'm imagining my sleeping arrangements and think, yes, we had the latex masks on.
Did you say
and
you're
these
imagining?
giant, like, what they're called jobble tops.
Right,
Okay. So
think you
if
mean
you're wearing a
reminiscing.
sleeper mask and you're scaring the locals, like normally the locals would be in bed when you're going to sleep, and it's dark, and you're in your car and you got a scary mask on. You know.
No, we were just on our daytime drive from Dundee to Castle Douglas.
With masks on.
As we went past
Keep your faces
people,
warm.
we were staring at them with our scary masks.
Why did you not remove... Because I would say, from my experience of sleeping all night in a classic car in a latex mask and a jobble top, that you get quite clammy. And so in many ways, it's quite a relief to take the latex mask off for the next day's drive.
Yes, and
not to mention how it helps being able to see where you're going.
Yeah. No, of course, we take the mask off in the morning, but then round about midday, you wanted to put it back on.
Yeah. At what point did the police get involved? Didn't the police get
We parked up in Castle Douglas, right next to a shop, because we wanted to get one of their famous Scotch pies. As we came out of the shop, I was grabbed by a policeman, and it was a sergeant, by the way.
Sergeant, by the way. So that's how you got
Good
away
call,
with it.
that.
You said, don't worry, that's me dad.
Maybe it was.
I'm a sergeant, by the way. I think, Daddy!
So the sergeant...
That was a good call.
By the way, he
was
took
good.
me to the police station. And
So he arrested you?
Yes, taken, put in a room, and then the sergeant and a plainclothes detective came in.
Plainclothes. Oh, yeah. What? CID have now got involved.
Why does he have all these extra details?
And then they said, you're going to have to wait here. We've sent for a specialist from Edinburgh.
Like I said, this is fake. He's added way too
And
many
then,
details that are
As we
unnecessary.
sat there, it came in and said, right, what's with the funny faces? They said, what's with the funny faces?
So what did you say?
Well, we explained what had happened, that we had these funny faces, that we slept in them, and that we're terribly sorry to have caused any offence.
So presumably then they released you?
I still don't know what the hell the story
by
is
the
about.
way, followed us till we were out of the city limits. So that's my story. It's quite a holiday.
I don't know what the hell.
What do you think?
What
I
is
know
this?
what I think.
What do you
This
think?
is fake.
I think it's true.
You think
That's
it's
a lie.
true? Yeah. That's not what I think.
This is an
Ian, what do
obvious
you
lie.
think?
I'm going to go untrue.
Okay, Cian's going
I knew it was
untrue.
lie from the beginning.
Adil's
It's
going
a lie.
true. David?
My initial reaction is it's a lie. Let's say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
Bob Mortimer. Yes. Was that story true? Or was it a lie?
It was true.
Really? Wow.
Bob, what is
okay.
Keith to you?
I'm gonna stop it right there.
This
I refuse to believe it. I understand that whatever. But I refuse to believe it. I'm guessing he might have got some details wrong or something. Something was going on with that. That story was all over the damn place. I have no idea what the hell he was even talking about. Like he was wearing a mask in the car. He was sleeping overnight inside the car, and then cops came. I don't get what the hell was going on. It was all over the place. But yeah, that was good. I will continue to watch more of this at some point. Whether I'm reacting to it or not is up to you. 500 likes, we'll get the next episode up. Next video up. If you, well, I would give it a bit of a time limit. Because like I said, it's probably going to, you know what? I'll do this. 500 likes within, how about a month? A month time is good. If that's not something that's achievable, then I'll just take the rest of these episodes and put them on Patreon. Because that's where the requests happen to begin with. So I'll put the rest on Patreon if it does not get 500 likes. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I look forward to seeing you guys on future videos, hopefully. And there are a lot of other videos that I want to check out. Like I said, I'm going to start getting more into music and comedy reactions again. At the risk of my own channel safety, but I will do it. So yeah, we'll cross those bridges when we get there. Until then, I'm Devon DaVinci. Hopefully you've been enlightened. I'm going to give you the deuces, and I'm signing out. Peace.